That is genuinely disgusting.
This is the most bonkers crab cake I've ever seen. This video, I'm going to be trying Maryland's favorite food, which is crabs. I'm going to be trying crabs in the form of a crab cake. And if you don't know what a crab cake is, it's one of the better ways to enjoy a Maryland blue crab if you don't want to have the danger of maybe starving while you're trying to eat crabs, because I get it, they're a little labor intensive. And as a Maryland waterman myself, somebody that makes their entire living catching Maryland crabs, crab cakes are very, very important, not only to my business, but also the culture of Maryland. I'm gonna be trying crab cakes from all over the place at all different price points, from $1 up to over $100, and giving them ratings. I found some places that I think everybody, no matter where you are in the country, have probably heard of. And if you watched any Food Network or Travel Channel, you might recognize some of the places I'm gonna go visit. And you're probably asking yourself the same thing I did, is what could possibly make a crab cake so cheap that it's only $1? And what could also possibly make a crab cake so expensive that it costs well over $100? So we're on our quest to find the cheapest crab cake in the entire state.
And we are at no other place than
Wally World.
Seems like kind of the right area. Weird, obscure frozen foods.
What's that octopus, dude? You can get octopus at Walmart. That's crazy. You have some loose crab legs, bro. That's just take a crab leg with you. The Dockside Classics. 4 premium real and imitation crab. $7. I cannot believe we're videotaping ourselves in a Walmart with those people, man. Package secured, frozen pizza, and the cheapest crab cakes ever. Come on.
you are so impatient.
Ugh, I am not excited about this, just for the record. Oh, they feel like a biscuit. It's not crab. Ugh, gross. This says made with fish flakes. I'm pretty sure fish flakes are for fish. To be fair, looks slightly better, but that ain't natural.
Cannot believe they can make a crab cake for $1. Here we go.
That is genuinely disgusting.
It tastes like soggy bread, fishy aftertaste. That's horrible. 0.5 from me on the $1 crab cakes. There's a reason they're $1. Save your money. So our next stop on our crab cake circuit, we are at Bonefish Grill, a chain restaurant that claims to have a Maryland crab cake, and they're actually number 2 on the price point. Not as cheap as the $1 crab cakes. $16 for 2 of them.
Lucy's loving this video idea because she gets to go out to dinner all the time now.
It's great.
I'm curious if they're Maryland style crab cakes everywhere, or just because we're at a Bonefish Grill in Maryland, and if they have this on the menu everywhere else. But the fact that it's $15 makes me very suspicious that it's actually made out of real crab meat. Do not think it's made out of any kind of domestic crab meat. If I had to guess, it would be made out of Venezuelan blue swimmer crabs, a very common substitute and a huge competitor in my market.
Another interesting thing they have here is a Chilean sea bass.
A Chilean sea bass does not actually exist. It's a fish called a Patagonian toothfish. If you see one, you would never want to eat it. Super success in seafood marketing, where they took a fish that was plentiful, pretty much flavorless, and marketed it, so they just made up a Chilean sea bass.
Here they are, the Maryland crab cakes, and I'm not gonna lie, they don't look like any jumbo lump Maryland crab meat, that's for sure. They look like the $1 crab cakes. I'm not sure what this sauce is. This looks interesting.
It looks like they were just unwrapped from a pack and placed under something that just mildly charred the top.
It looks like they pulled these out of the freezer and put them under the salamander.
They're falling apart. It's not disgusting, but it's not good. It's not a Maryland crab cake. It tastes frozen. It's definitely not blue crab. I'm giving this 3.5 from Bonefish. Lindsay, I'm gonna have you try it, see what you like.
All right.
Definitely not more than a 4. Can't taste the crab.
It's gotta be a point something. All the influencers, it's always a something point something.
Maybe like a 2.75.
And honestly, the more I eat it, the more I dislike it. Look at this. You can tell this is back fin lump meat. It would be the lump meat out of a crab 4 inches across the carapace, point to point. This is out of a crab that's not even a legal size in Maryland. I'm sure it's legal crab meat, but it's not Calanectus sapidus. It's not a Chesapeake blue crab. A Venezuelan blue swimmer crab, if I had to guess. Judging by the size of the back fin and the taste. Flavorless, and it definitely tastes like it's been frozen and packaged and shipped across the sea. We'll try it with the sauce, but it's a little better with the sauce. It masks the freezer burn. Chain crab cake.
Dislike.
No good. I can't believe people go there
And
thinking they're gonna get good food. It was terrible, and it was $100, dude.
And we didn't even get drinks either.
We got some flat sodas. Worst $100 I've spent in a long time. So we're here at Double T Diner, and we have 2 crab cakes. We have a broiled crab cake and 1 fried crab cake. These are about $35 for both of these. The average price point you're gonna look to pay, at a diner. Fried one's pretty good. 6.8. Nothing super special, nothing crazy. The broiled one I like a little more than the fried one. That one a 7 point. About what I was expecting. Pretty good. You know, if you're looking for a crab cake, it's about what you're looking to pay at a diner.
This one kind of looks like an ice cream scoop.
We have the famous crab cakes from G&M. Everybody loves these crab cakes. I've actually never had one before. These crab cakes are about $60 for 2 of them. I mean, that's up there on the price point. I've only been able to find one other crab cake in the state that's more expensive than this one. We got gravy and fries and some beautiful crab cakes. These crab cakes probably have the biggest niche following in the entire state. Wow, that is good. That's delicious. That's a lot of money, but it's pretty good. And the fries, they're delicious as well. I know that because I already ate a bunch of them on the ride home. I think the G&M crab cake, definitely an 8.5 for me. If you like this video so far, consider subscribing. This has been an incredibly expensive video for me to make. I'm a crabber, but I can't afford to eat crabs. I almost never eat crab cakes because you're not only paying for the crab, you're also paying for the effort to pick it. And if you want a decent crab cake, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money. My mom would be ashamed if she knew how much money I've spent on crab cakes.
And you're not from Maryland unless you're eating crab cakes and fries and gravy. That is a staple Maryland meal right there.
That is such a good crab cake. Wow. Probably one of the best I've had in a long time. Luke's mom makes them homemade really good, but this is fantastic. Probably a 9 from me.
The difference between cheap crab cakes and good crab cakes does tend to be the price, but that's because they're probably using real Maryland crab, or at least domestic crab.
You don't want to see anything in your crab cake except for crab. The best Maryland crab cakes have nothing but crab in them. If you see green peppers, onions, anything like that poking out of there,
Total red flag. Probably not gonna be good.
and a crab cake like this is full of jumbo lump, which is the back fin meat, which is the best piece of the crab. It's like the filet mignon, the back straps of crab.
The best Maryland crab cakes, you can taste the crab. It's about tasting the Maryland blue crab meat because it's so good. And I'm not biased or anything. Lindsay and I are living like royalty here. Crab cakes every night. And they've gotten better and better.
I will say I did not partake in the Walmart crab cakes.
Not for you, huh?
Made my stomach turn.
I'm so full. We've eaten so many crab cakes this week, and there's like half of this one from G&M left. Ugh. I ain't about to waste it. Oh my God, that was like 7 million crab calories, bro. I'm really glad that my cousin owns this cookie business. These are not a sponsored item. My cousin is a really good guy. He just got married and just had his first baby, and he owns this company called Rookie's Cookies. It's local here to Virginia. These are genuinely the best ice cream sandwich cookies I've ever had, and they have ice cream too. Also ordered online and have it shipped almost anywhere. So they have about 1 million different flavors of these. I don't even know what this one is, but it's purple and it's delicious. I'm not kidding when I say this is genuinely the best ice cream sandwich I've ever had in my life. It's not crab cake flavored. It's so good. And we are finally at Jimmy's Famous Seafood here. So we have gone on quite the journey this week. We've tried crab cakes everywhere from $1 price point all the way up to $100. The biggest, best, craziest, most expensive crab cake in all of Maryland, and it is wild. It does not disappoint. This thing is massive. The whole thing has to weigh at least 5+ pounds. Look at all that crab meat on there. This is the most bonkers crab cake I've ever seen. I was curious what makes a crab cake $100, but after seeing it, I think there's not much question in my mind. So this crab cake is actually $165. We are here with the chef that put it together here at Jimmy's. What all goes into this massive crab cake?
The price point is all about is obviously the boatload of seafood that's on it. House-made bread, obviously we can't buy anything that comes around that size.
Right.
We got our famous bay sauce on there. We got just over 2 pounds of jumbo lump fresh crab meat in there making up the cake. We got a dozen fried Chesapeake oysters. We have a pound of both shrimp salad and fried shrimp. It's been on a couple of TV shows. People love to eat their big food, so.
Found out it has roots from Greek food. Well, the owners of Jimmy's here are from Greece. Traditionally in Greece, they would have a big piece of bread, pizza dough, that they would cut in half and then fill it full of chicken or beef or whatever it would be, share it with a bunch of people. And they decided to bring that here to Maryland, built their own awesome version, and turned it into a crab cake because Jimmy's is the premier place for crabs and crab cakes here in Baltimore. We are here at the pinnacle, all crab cakes in the entire state. I'm super excited to try this. I don't even know how you're supposed to eat a sandwich this big. Pull the sleeves up. I'm gonna go for it. Look at that. That is insane. I'm no food review guy, but this is wild. Oh my God. Wow, that is actually so good. Sometimes when places scale food to make them like crazy, you lose the quality. This thing is delicious. That's a good crab cake. Crabber tries being a waiter. See if I can make it up the stairs. Ooh. I'm really trying hard not to drop it. We're ready to share this thing with all of our friends here too. I'm gonna give it a rating 9.8. This thing is amazing. Everything on it is good and it's really good together. And
What could be better?
if I just had more people to share it with, that would make it better.
I've already got so many. Look at all these people.
What do you think, Lindsay? We laid waste to this thing. I can't believe it. We had about 10 to 15 people eating on this thing. Got it down to nothing but bread and vegetables. This thing is available on the menu at Jimmy's Famous Seafood, and if you have more than 5 friends, it's really a good way to go. It's cost effective and it tastes delicious. Come on down. It was definitely worth the money. The average price for a good crab cake is really right around $25 per crab cake. Buy real Maryland crab cakes. Keep a waterman like me in business.